Hey everyone, hopefully you're doing well. Gonna go over some trades from this morning. I had some difficulties on the early macro, kind of got chopped up. So I'm not gonna review too much today. It was pretty uneventful, just basically break evens and a small loss. Um, and then my take profit trader account, which I was at $25,880, kind of got chopped up a little bit during that price action, and then I was able to pull some profit out in the New York session or New York after New York Open, and kind of got that back up. Not quite back to break even. I'm down $90 since the last balance, so basically break even. It's not that big of a deal. I'm just gonna the chart's been closed, the account's been logged out of, and it's gonna move on for the rest of the week. I don't know if I'll be able to trade tomorrow, but anyway, I wanted to go over some of today's trades with my Apex accounts. I have two PA accounts here. Both are inching towards the buffer, so I think I need like 53. I don't know what it is. I don't know all the rules. All I'm gonna do is just log into the account when I have enough to be able to see if I have a payout due. So not really concerned about balances. I just know that I did pretty well today on these accounts, about $1,000. So pretty decent. These are 50K accounts. But I wanted to go over a couple trades I took this morning on these. And just kind of review. So the first trade I got shaken out of, it was basically break even here. It was a decent setup. I just, closed below previous candle low. I just didn't really have any reason to go short. I was above 21 EMA. I just took it to scalp to try to get some profits back, and I let it pull back on me. So I didn't get much there. Second trade was a loss. It was basically 5 points. I went long here. So it went 5 points, exited. So I basically I did break even at that point. From this first one here, which was like a minus 1 point, I think it was. Yeah, 850 and 849. So I was negative 1 point on there. I'm up like 3 points after this trade. And then I took this trade here, was a decent short. Looking back at this now, I can see that I didn't really wait for it to close. So I was just gunning for it on that one, expecting it to close below this EMA, which it did. So kind of a bit of a luck there. And I bottom ticked it, so I got out at the right time, 823. So right there is where I got out. Anyway, so that was a decent 20 pointer, right? So I'm up, $500 or so, $400 maybe, $390 with the loss. I don't know, something like that. I'll say $400, and then I took a really nice trade here, and this was on a different strategy or different model. This is that I'm sure you've seen it, Casper SMC. He's all over the internet, or all over Twitter, X. But I do like the strategy he has in mind, and I'm going to go over it right now. So what that strategy involves is just marking out the 5-minute opening range high and low. In this case, it was the high because we went long. So you're just waiting for a close above with a fair value gap on the 1 minute. So let me hop up to the 1 minute. Here we go. So on this candle right here, we got that candle close above, and it has to have made a fair value gap closing above. So if I'm going long, it's got to close above the first 5-minute opening range, and which it did with a fair value gap on the second candle that created it. And the following part of the rule is got to pull back into the range, into the fair value gap, and then have an engulfing candle above the previous candle close. So this, in theory, this was the entry candle. I entered early on the 32nd. That's why I entered early. But you can see here it was a nice 18 pointer, or almost 19 points. So that put me up, $1,200 on the day with this account. So that was a kind of a trade recap, kind of a mix of trades, a bit of all over the place on this one. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over a new entry technique that I came up with over the weekend. I think it's really powerful. I'm going to start doing it more. I totally flubbed it this morning. It appeared and I messed it up big time. So basically the way it works is on the 30-second time frame after the opening 30-second candle, I'm looking for the entry model, which is and if I'm going long, it's a candle close above the previous candle high. So the opening candle here, we didn't get the candle close, but after the second candle, 30-second candle, we got it right here on this candle. And I don't just enter on the close. That's the original entry model. My enhanced version is using a Fibonacci retracement tool, looking at the 35 level of the entire candle that got entry candle. And I'm looking at the 35 level. So it's kind of it's a version of this pullback candle, or version of this fair value gap continuation model entry. It's just that I don't need a fair value gap, and it has to happen within the first 5 minutes. So it's basically keying off of the volume that's happening in that first 5 minutes. And it's got a pretty high win rate as long as I use the 35. So the entry model is there, 20 by 20, and as you can see, it would have won. But I flubbed it. I was messing around with Fibonacci retracement tool, and by the time it hit the 35, it had already gone up past my entry, and I was like, oh, okay, I missed it, so didn't enter. But hopefully I'll catch a trade on it this week. Just to kind of show it live. Basically what happens is if I'm above the 21 EMA, I'm going long, which it worked out perfect today. I just missed it. So anyway, hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you had a great trading day or trading morning so far, and keep in touch. We'll see you later in the week. Take care.